Ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
Is it Morelo's time to go? Is his time at Rangers up? He might be on the beach sipping cocktails, but in my opinion, he should be sipping them through a straw because his performances this season have absolutely fucking sucked. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and we're here to discuss whether or not Morelos has a career left in Glasgow at Rangers.
And as much as I want to bury Alfredo Morelos, I have to just say, it is just the Rangers mentality at the minute. Rangers players, they look like they're on holiday for the month. You see Celtic, they're out in Australia, they're out there training, playing games against Sydney, Everton, you know, like they're actually, they're training, they're striving to be better than what they are, and Rangers are just accepting mediocrity and shite.
Gio's been on flight mode for the past... What, how long?
You know, I don't want to make this fit. I mean, this is a fit just about Morelos.
Fight or flight.
But the issue goes beyond Alfredo. But you know what? Alfredo Morelos, I think, in terms of the character and, like, you know, what he could be fucking great. I love the guy as a player, but you know what? I think the time is done.
I think Morelos is escaping a lot of criticism this season because Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is the scapegoat. Everyone's looking at how bad Rangers are performing. Gio Van Bronckhorst is getting that in the neck, and rightfully so. The guy deserves buried for how bad Rangers have been. But at the same time, if Alfredo was fit, if Alfredo wasn't a fat bastard, maybe Rangers wouldn't be in the position that they're in. Alfredo, on his absolute best, could have turned some of these Rangers draws into wins, and he could have turned some of the defeats into draws.
He could have, right? But you look at Čolak. Čolak's had a really good start to the season, his career, right? But there's been games where he's been non-existent. You know, they're like, we've seen so many Rangers, they're just hopeful balls into the box, that's it. Nothing. Yeah, and with Morelos, like, he has been shit, he has been a lazy bastard, his fitness levels are nowhere near what they were. See, before he got injured last March or whatever, see, he absolutely done Dortmund in across two legs. I need that guy back.
Where is that guy?
I don't know who that guy is. He's Rangers' top European goal scorer of all time, for fuck's sake.
So what's happened to him? He got injured and then just never really...
Well, see, I don't know what it is. He obviously hasn't got back, right? But I think, he threw him in. I think it was against Kilmarnock, and he got a goal.
Tapping.
Yeah, it was a complete tapping, but it was like, did they rush him back too soon? Or is he just... Because, like, that's in August, for fuck's sake. You can't tell me he's not fit. You can't.
Well, does he look fit?
He doesn't look fit, but I mean, it's either... I think it could be because Tav hasn't been the same player. Lundstrom hasn't been the same. Why is that? They're carrying injuries. I'm partly convinced that Morelos is still carrying an injury. Maybe it's just a gut for too many KFCs. I'm not sure.
He looks like he got your missing spicy McFillet earlier from McDonald's.
Right, it's a... Alright, mate. Alright. It's not even a spicy McFillet. What's it called? A McCrispy!
McCrispy, aye.
Alfredo likes a McCrispy, but is his time up at Rangers? Sadly, I think it is. He's got, 6 months on his contract once we hit, into the January window.
Well, let's break down the figures. Let's break down the stats. Let's look at his league appearances this season. He's made 12, albeit they haven't all been like full 90-minute games, so it's not like he's playing week in, week out, playing the full 90 minutes. A majority of them probably have been from the bench, and in those 12 appearances, he scored 3 goals, which is averaging a goal every 4 games. If you compare that to his previous 5 seasons, it is by far his worst average goals per game ratio. You look at last year, he scored 11 and 26. The year before that, 12 and 29. Year before that, 12 and 26. Year before that, 18 and 30. And the year before that, 14 and 35. So he is roughly around maybe a little bit more than a goal every 2 games. But this season, he's almost doing double that.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? See his European record. A goal every 2 games in Europe is pretty good.
Yeah, but we're talking domestic here,
we
right?
are talking domestic, but you know what? He's not really... See,
I'm not going to judge him on Europe this season because the Rangers' European journey, the less said about it, the better.
Yeah.
So it's not like Čolak was firing the goals in Europe either. Nobody was. So,
no, just the other teams. Just
Rangers' opposition was firing in the goals left, right and fucking centre. I mean, can they come back though? I mean, there's been times in the past sent off against Celtic. Couldn't they score against Celtic for like 11 games? Lots of times he'd get sent off in big games. He'd let the club down. People thought, you know what, that's him. He has to go. He came back for that. He helped Rangers win a league. He's helped Rangers in the last few seasons get far in Europe. But is this the end of the road for Alfredo Morelos with only 5 months left on his contract? He hasn't got a lot of time to turn it around and earn a new deal. And I mean, at this point, it's sad because, I mean, I think you always felt like you would get money for Morelos when you eventually moved him on. But, I mean, at this stage, it's kind of looking like the best thing to do.
You know what, though? Right? I'm going to be devil's advocate here. I don't think time is up. You know why? Because Gio's time ain't up. And if Gio ain't going before Morelos, why should Morelos go before Gio?
Because his contract runs at the end of the fucking season.
Yeah, but you can definitely see them re-signing them, like...
Can you?
I can.
Do you think do you think he wants to re-sign?
Maybe not, but right, say Morelos doesn't re-sign, who's he going to? Is he going to get a better option than Rangers? Are you convinced that he'd get a better option than Rangers?
Well, it wasn't that long ago Rangers fans were saying 50 million.
But yeah, I get that. But, right, say he doesn't re-sign, who do you think a Premier League team goes for him? I think a newly promoted Premier League team would probably be stupid not
to. If he goes to fucking Weight Watchers for a couple of months and gets a bit of weight down, then maybe aye.
I know, but right, where do you see him going if he doesn't re-sign with Rangers? 5, 4, 3.
Probably stay in the Colombian beach and become a drug lord or something.
Oh, for fuck's sake, right? Aye, man, just be stereotypical there and abuse our wee Colombian friend.
He's just a buffalo soldier. Fuck him, he's a fat bastard.
Buffalo chicken.
Buffalo wings, buffalo chicken. He's letting the club down, right? And he's escaping criticism because Gio's pants. But at the end of the day, take Gio out of the equation here, Morelos hasn't been good enough.
He's been bad, like, but let's not pretend like no one else has been bad.
No, they've all been. Well, hold on. I mean, I think you can make a case that Kent's been worse than Morelos.
No, but at least with Morelos, like, you can't. There is he has. I mean,
well, in that case, is Kent's time up as well?
Fuck, probably.
Is the whole Rangers team fucked, leaving, and that's them 10 years behind Celtic again?
Yeah.
Pretty much, I mean.
Strap in, folks. I mean, the only difference is Rangers aren't in the bottom leagues for this 10 in a row.
See if Ange Postecoglou signed an 8-year deal right now, would you say 10 in a row's a real possibility?
Yes.
That's
obviously.
Fuck, so would I, actually, to be honest with you. I don't know, what's happening? Can Rangers Morelos sort it out? He's got... End of the season, his contract's up. Something needs to give. I just can't imagine on current form he gets offered a new deal. I don't really see him getting into form. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
I mean, Rangers nine first team players.
I do think you've got to look at the logic though of Gio. If they're not going to get rid of Gio,
but Gio's not going because he's got a fucking contract and they can't afford to pay him off. You think the club's going to offer him a multi-year million contract playing pish? If Gio was on a rolling contract, he'd be gone. But you've got to understand, it's cheaper for the club to re-sign those players than have to fucking replace them. No, because they'll just sign someone pish like Scott Wright. Am I right? Right. No, Scott Wright's very wrong. Anyway, guys, I don't know. They got Sakala for free. That didn't cost them money. Look at him. He's fucking shite. I know he is. But my point is, Morelos is probably on a lot more than Sakala. So why wouldn't they just let Morelos go on a free and sign some fucking bum for Belgium that can sit and warm the bench alongside Sakala and keep his arse cheeks warm? Oh, you got a bit of pace, mate, but you got fuck all else in your arsenal. In your arse? Arsenal. Arsenal. Anyway, as Claude would say, it's time to go. Alfredo, I'm sorry. You think it's time to go? Yes. Bye-bye. On that note, let us know in the comments down below. Is Morelos done? Is he finished at Rangers, or can he come back? I can't believe that you can't grasp that the whole Gio Morelos situation is different. It is different, but like I said, they still have to replace Morelos and Kent. I think it's just easier for them to re-sign. And you don't think they can do it? I'm not saying they can do it at a good enough level, but I mean, do you not think they can replace him? They need to rebuild Rangers. They can't get people worse than Kent Morelos. Sakala came in to replace him. Sakala was the Morelos replacement. Fucking no chance he was. He fucking sure he was. Where are you getting that? Start of last season, he was the man to come in. Morelos was supposed to be going. Sakala was the replace. Oh, the signing. He was to rival him. He was to replace him. Mate. Last year they had fucking. You still had like Defoe. Roof was fucking fit. Itten was still there. Nah, where are those guys now? They done pish. Good night. Until then. Same as this video. Aye. Great. I wish they were great like us, but they're no great as us. I could fucking play. I'm the man. I'm the fucking man. Whoa! Fuck you, Morelos. You pish, you fat bastard.